exchange. Maybe we'll talk to Ezra about it because I found it fascinating. But nevertheless, is this on Trigonometry, that show?
Yeah, so prepare to get triggered. Everybody.
Oh my God, here we go. This is going to drive me crazy.
But what's so shocking is how shallow this analysis is. But that's kind of what.
Am I going to get triggered by this?
Yeah.
In this video, we find ourselves back with Sam Seder's crazy ass on the Majority Report. Sam Seder's got his panties in a bunch over a joke that Andrew Schulz made on his podcast. With that, let's watch Sam Seder make an absolute fool of himself for the 1000th time.
We gonna play this Schulz thing?
We should.
Okay. This is the guy Andrew Schulz who was on there like talking about wanting to privatize Social Security at one point. I don't know. I haven't seen that much of his show, but sometimes they say some stuff that's interesting. At least some of the co-hosts did on that with that billionaire guy.
Oh yeah, Sachs or Calicut or Palpatine. Chamath Palpatine.
Yes, Chamath Palpatine. That was where the comment of like the Biden people never got back to me.
Right.
All the money I gave. And I've seen follow-up on that, and it is fascinating. It actually came up with like Ezra Klein was on with him, and it's a fascinating exchange. Maybe we'll talk to Ezra about it because I found it fascinating. But nevertheless, is this on Trigonometry, that show?
Yeah, so prepare to get triggered. Everybody.
Oh my God, here we go. This is going to drive me crazy.
But what's so shocking is how shallow this analysis is. But that's kind of what.
Am I going to get triggered by this?
Yeah.
Because if I don't want to watch it, because I can't. If I get triggered, my back's going to go out.
You're a sensitive lefty.
The sides switched so much. You know, when I was younger, like Democrats were cool. They were getting their dick sucked in the office. They were like, right? They were like supportive of like hip hop music. They said, do whatever you want. Like, we don't want to be in your bedroom. They were cool with gay people. Like, it was cool to be a Democrat. Now, conservatives got 3 baby mamas. The president got 3 baby mamas. He's getting pussy left and right. Right? He's cool. He's the one saying, say whatever the fuck you want. So now conservatives have become Democrats. So I don't think I've changed. I just like the dudes that get pussy and say whatever they want.
Dudes.
So it's very, you want me to be a Democrat again? Get some pussy. Tell me to say whatever I want. I'm there.
That's what the politics is. Tell me to say whatever I want.
Comedy, baby.
It is really, I mean, it's just like, I'm triggered by this.
Yeah, me too.
I really am triggered by this.
Can you imagine being a grown man with normal levels of testosterone and saying, I'm triggered by anything? I mean, Sam Seder's a grown man, so I'm just assuming he has really low T. He really needs to go to the doctor and have it checked. He also said, I've seen this Andrew Schulz guy. He says some stuff that's interesting. What he's alluding to is he says some stuff that is interesting if it's something that I agree with. All these two do is like joke around on here and whine about conservatives, never offering any solutions. So I'd imagine they consider themselves like to have a good sense of humor. But the fact that they don't understand that Andrew Schulz is joking there's a little bit of truth in what he's saying, but it's clearly a joke, is baffling to me. Like I don't understand. I say it all the time. I don't understand who watches these people. They don't understand that they've dedicated their lives to an ideology that the vast majority of Americans, especially just normal human beings, normal Americans, will never embrace. They're wasting their time. They'd be better off doing a podcast about something else they're interested in because their political views are ridiculous. Let's get back to the video.
What we like to do here at Trigonometry is bring in comedians that will pander to our sensibilities and call it a joke.
It is so moronic. Now, I know, we're supposed to say the R word now that it's legal, unfortunately.
It's both legal and cool to say the R word and some gay slurs. Why not? Those are the material gains we're getting under Trump.
What I also love is that Schulz seems to have like aged in reverse. He's like, what is it?
Benjamin Button.
Benjamin Button. What I thought was cool when I was in junior high, I still think is exactly the same cool level of coolness.
What? Having 3 baby moms? Getting laid. He's got a 12-year-old's mindset. That's why this is part of the stuff.
Do you think that he would appreciate a woman who is president who keeps getting laid
That's
all
what
the
I'm
time?
trying to say.
Of
Like,
course not.
of course not. Of course, like, listen to what's implicit in this. It's that Trump gets pussy, Kamala doesn't, obviously, right? Or whatever. Or like back in the day, yeah, Obama was the cool guy, and then with the culture changing, he's gone with it as well. But underneath all of it is this idea that the coolness is also tied to masculinity and how much you're sleeping around. It doesn't make any sense.
Dark Soul says, I sleep in a race car bed, a moment with Schulz.
Yeah.
But putting aside that for a moment too, understand this happens like, it feels like it happens like every 5 or 6 years where the right wing tries to convince themselves that they are now the cool anti-establishment. I mean, this happens all the time. It keeps getting recycled and recycled and recycled. 20 years ago, it was, I'm politically incorrect.
If you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
And now it's like, I'm politically incorrect. It's just that we have a different word for it. I can say the R word or whatever, and I don't care. I mean, the Andrew Dice Clay existed. This is all like just rehashed. This is like literally what the reactionary mind does. They repackage the old and existing hierarchies as being counterculture.
Right.
And this is like, Nick Gillespie did it when he was the free market Fonzie, and he sort of aged out of that. And now there's like a whole new generation. It's the exact same thing over and over and over again. And if your politics are shaped by, like, I know he's sort of half joking, but he's really more like 3/4. No, he's more like 1/8 joking.
It's funny because it's true sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's.
You know what I think also gets recycled over and over and over, Sam? Your political views. And that's why nobody takes you too seriously. The entire Democrat Party. They talk and talk and talk about the same things, obviously never acting on anything. They don't get anything done, but their ideas suck. But they just double and triple down on them. And like he said, recycle over and over and over. The R word that they're talking about and the F word, when used sparingly, joking, the F word typically means something that's stupid. The R word is making fun of your friend for saying something dumb. No one with a conscience or any humanity goes up to someone that's handicapped and uses the R word. They're words, you idiots. They're words. They can't hurt anybody. Didn't you learn that when you were like 3 years old? And you know what? I like to laugh. Sometimes they're funny to use. Relax, you two. This entire segment is outrage over an effing joke. We got Sam here saying he's triggered by it, and we got Emma turning it into some misogynistic statement, and they both believe this is the reason that Andrew Schulz voted for Donald Trump. I'm kind of at a loss because I just don't understand people like this. I dread doing videos when I see that one or both of these two are featured because I know it's going to be 6 to 10 minutes of nonsense. Let's watch the rest of the video and get these two off our screen.
I know it's the dumbest way to talk about politics, and maybe he's just trying to avoid what his politics are, but I believe that he may have been a Democrat for those reasons because he still seems to have the depth of thought that he had then, and sometimes you get stuck in that.
Yeah, he's a Democrat because he's a child of affluence from New York City and didn't want to be a Republican because I was probably pissing into the wind a little bit.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I'm sorry, but this whole campaign was them saying Trump opened with saying that Kamala Harris is only in this position because she's had sex with the right people. So you can't sleep your way to the top if you're a woman. But he's also referring to Clinton when he's talking about getting your dick sucked in the White House, not Obama, because you think Obama would have been able to get away with having 3 baby mamas, as he refers to it there? like, I mean, come on. The racism and the misogyny that's underlying all of this is just so obvious, but they feel emboldened now.
Every one of these guys in the sort of
the racism and misogyny. She's like a friggin' broken record. To her, racism is thinking that DEI is stupid. and that a meritocracy is a pretty good thing. The misogyny to her is jokes. And I'll just wrap up by saying all of this is over their head, and they allow themselves to get worked up over a throwaway line in an interview. These two should be embarrassed. These two people's lack of self-awareness is legendary. But we want to hear from you. What do you guys think about their criticism or commentary about what Andrew Schulz said? Do you think it's as ridiculous as I do, or do you think I'm wrong and they make some good points? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, as always, really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.